Hey guys, this is a pretty big update for the Lenovo Legion Go. The mid-December update for the Lenovo Legion Go fixing a swath of issues is now live, including the dreaded dead zone issue. And we're going to go through some of the changes in this video. Let's get into it. I'm Blaze2K, and if you love handheld gaming, click the like, click subscribe, click the bell icon, and go check the links down below in the video description and top pinned comment for some great product recommendations, including my favorite dock of all time, especially for the Lenovo Legion Go. Let's get into it. I'm Blaze2K.
Let's go.
Before we get into it though, I just want to give a shout out to pixelbuys.com, our favorite geek gift guide buying guide website on the web. I run it myself. Go check it out. It's just great for tech, handheld gaming news, reviews, buying guides, gift guides, especially coming up to Christmas, last minute stuff. Check out Pixel Buys, put your email in, subscribe. You won't regret it. You'll get some cool emails. Anyways, into the news. So Lenovo have basically been talking up this new mid-December refresh update, which fixes a lot, and I mean a lot of issues. And one of my biggest primary issues for the Lenovo Legion Go was the dead zone issue. Basically, when playing FPS games that require a minute millimeter accuracy on that thumbstick, it just wasn't registering input. Now, these are supposed to be Hall sensor sticks, right? There's not supposed to be any dead zone. They're not liable to get joystick drift at some point. They're supposed to be the best of the best when it comes to joysticks. And obviously, having a massive dead zone to where like you'd move the stick slightly to aim and it just wouldn't do anything in the game, and you have to push it right to the edge to get it to move. That is unacceptable, and it took them months, but they finally got the update out in the mid-December update. So let's go through some of the changes, shall we? So here is the Reddit post talking about the new changelog. Now, I've got to give Lenovo credit where it's due. This guy, Ben M_Legion on the Lenovo Legion Go subreddit, has been doing a fantastic job in terms of keeping the community up to date, listening to what the community wants, all the issues, and basically repeating that to the team that works on the software and ticking off every single issue that the Lenovo Legion Go has. And like I said, one of the biggest pain points for the Lenovo Legion Go, at least for me, was the software. And I think you'll agree if you've had a Lenovo Legion Go or you've been watching videos and reviews on it, right? The software just wasn't up to par. But Lenovo, more than any company I've seen, more than INEO, more than Asus, more than I was going to say Valve, but I'd say they're being more transparent than Valve when it comes to the updates, possibly, in terms of listening to feedback and responding to that feedback in the community, in communities like Reddit, right? So kudos to Lenovo, kudos to Ben M Legion. You're a top guy, or gal, I don't know. Anyways, so let's go through the changelog here. So we've got Lenovo Legion Space 1.0.2.4. This is the mid-December update. They've been talking about this for ages, and basically, it should be live, I believe, now, according to reports. So, one of the biggest fixes and updates this week, dead zone management and response curve adjustments. Now, this is one of the biggest, and like I said, one of the biggest issues I had with the Lenovo Legion Go. That dead zone for FPS games, and when you're heavily reliant on an accurate stick, just wasn't up to par. And they've, according to this Redditor here, this is what the software looks like now. You can basically adjust your dead zone here. Look at that. Look at it. Let me see. Let me zoom out. Right stick, left stick. It's got it set to 5%. They're basically going to let you fine tune your dead zone. You know, if you like a little bit of a dead zone, that's good for certain types of games. You can now do that. That is fantastic. Lenovo, I love you. Lenovo Legion Go might be up there now as one of my favorite handhelds to get. I mean, it already is, frankly, to be fair. But this just makes it even better, right? Xbox key map is now mapped to Legion L and RS. For now, we'll be looking to make further improvements on this in later releases once full key mapping becomes available. So one of the big issues, obviously, if you're playing Xbox Game Pass or something like that, one of the issues is there is no Xbox button like you would find on an Xbox controller. They've now mapped it to L and RS, which is fantastic. You just need to remember, it's all about muscle memory. Remember it. It should be easy peasy. Access and the Xbox overlay, all that good stuff is going to be a breeze now, and especially for games that maybe have the Xbox, button in their configuration for certain things. Solving the issue with controller input still being passed to games while the right menu is being navigated. That is an issue I had straight away with the Legion Go. I'm so glad they fixed that. The trackpad vibration switch, nice. So you can maybe turn off trackpad vibration. Fixes for bugs in lighting configuration. Fixes for the bug that disables Legion keys in battery saver mode. New ability to swap Legion left and right with view menu keys, aka start and select. Yes. Now that is one of my biggest issues with these handhelds. You know, obviously it's handhelds like lately, especially like iNeo, like to put the start and select buttons at the bottom left corner of the device, which I just don't understand the logic of that, right? We're trained for the past your whole lives playing video games. Start is on the right side, select is on the left side of the controller. Top left, top right. It's what I'm used to. Or middle left and right. Not down in the bottom left corner, like having a, you know, it's just, it doesn't work. It doesn't feel right. So I'm glad they've addressed that. That is a massive, massive improvement. They've added Alt F4 keyboard shortcut to the quick settings menu. Again, short-term fix until we can add full keyboard mapping to buttons. Fantastic. Special thank you to our beta testers for volunteering time and efforts to help augment our testing processes. This has been a pleasure working with you, and this is still a closed beta for now, but I believe it's released now. Future space updates. So let's talk about the future space updates they're going to be working on. So key customization and key mapping. We'll do a video on this later on. They may add some stuff to the list. So key customization and key mapping. So high priority, but requires coordination between the teams and a lot of teams and dev groups. The use of left and right triggers for mouse clicks above implementation will allow this. That's one thing that has been a pain point on the Legion Go, is not being able to like use any of the buttons to click down or left, right and left click. I know Linus Tech Tips mentioned that in his review of the Legion Go. You know, you have to sort of double tap the trackpad, which can be a little counterintuitive at times, you know, especially if you're used to using the triggers as a mouse click like you do on the Legion Go. I mean, on the ROG Ally and maybe even the Steam Deck, right? So ability to hide games in space. So interesting on the Legion Space. I don't really like to use the Legion Space, but if they can keep improving the software like this, I might start using it. I mean, the armor we create on the ROG Ally is just fantastic. It just keeps getting better and better. So I'm glad they're putting some time into this. Desktop mode or similar, so they're going to maybe allow you to switch to the have a desktop mode, switch to the desktop mode, and taskbar system. I guess you mean a desktop mode for Legion Space. Taskbar system tray minimization of space. Please note the Legion R key right menu flyout already works even without loading space is currently released version. Additional customization options for space, tentative. Driver BIOS firmware updates incorporated into Legion Space, eliminating the need to rely on manual alternate update paths. Now this is a massive, and I stress a massive, big, like just a massive improvement and a huge, like a big deal, because one of the issues now with Lenovo, at least the Legion Go, is that you do have to treat it like a gaming laptop. You do have to go to the Lenovo website, go to the driver page, find your device, go to the software and driver section, and then basically try and manually download the exe files for all the updates, the BIOS update, the graphics updates, and a lot of the time they're out of date. So they're going the route of Asus now with the ROG Ally and incorporating all the update processes into Legion Space, and that kind of, you know, that threw me off when I couldn't do that when we got the Lenovo Legion Go. Just like we loaded it, we're like, how do we update the graphics drivers? The graphics drivers were from back in like June or July or something. The game performance just wasn't there. I was getting error messages in certain games saying your graphics need to be updated, and I'm like, how do we update the graphics? This is the latest graphics driver from the website. The graphics weren't getting updated with Windows Update or nothing. It's just you're sort of stuck. So I'm glad they've done that. I really hope they adhere to, you know, just regular graphics updates, because obviously AMD's working on graphics updates all the time as new games release, and you have to use a sort of workaround to get the latest graphics GPU update from AMD, typically for the 7800 line of APUs. Obviously they don't have their own for the Z1 Extreme, so you have to use a couple of workarounds to get that working, to get the best graphics performance out your Z1 Extreme on the Legion Go. But if they can work on getting those GPU updates out faster, perfect. But being able to incorporate all the updates, BIOS, firmware, GPU updates, etc., you know, through Legion Space, that is a massive, massive deal. Let's go, Lenovo. Good job. So I'm rambling here, sorry. So big deal with that. DPI settings for trackpad and FPS mode. Interesting. Some people might like to zip around the desktop with, you know, a little bit faster. So that's good that they're working on that. as well as for the mouse FPS mode with the, the right stick, the right handheld controller, right, when you're using it in FPS mode. FPS limiter, which will include 30, 36, 48, 16, 72, and custom. Those are weird frame rates. Typically, if you look on Steam Deck, it's like 30, 40, 30, 40, 90 if you got the OLED, right? 30, 40, 60, and 90, my bad. So those are weird frame rates. I wonder what that's about. Adjustable fan curves in space, version 28 BIOS, already added some support for this, but not user accessible at the moment. That's something the Legion Go has, the ROG Ally has, and that's something I've enjoyed on Asus gaming laptops for a while, been able to adjust the fan curves, get that custom fan profile, so the fans don't really kick on until you want them to kick on at certain temperatures. Just, if you're very noise sensitive, the ability to turn off light on the power button, that is a pretty good deal, pretty big deal. If light bothers you when you're playing in a darker environment, or it's seen that light on the power button, being able to control that is a pretty nice little adjustment, little quality of life updates like that. Automatic sleep timing on controllers, LT and RT dead zone activation point adjustments, tentative, and new VGA drivers. So here we go. For previous posts, these are still in the works, and extremely high priority for the backend teams. We did encounter a bug with the driver that we're working on to resolve, and it's currently the only gating issue to getting this out. Once resolved, we'll try to fast track the rollout of the driver. So they're going to focus on trying to fast track the rollout of GPU drivers. That is fantastic. That's what we've been wanting, because a lot of games now expect you, especially Call of Duty and stuff like that, expect you to have the latest AMD driver, graphics driver that's out for compatibility issues and reasons. So if they can work with AMD just to get that driver fast tracked and out as soon as possible, with without us having to go use workarounds and have buggy GPU drivers, that is fantastic. If it ends up taking too much longer, I will work on the backend team to do another test release if possible and explain the bug we've encountered so that you can make an informed decision whether to install it or not before it's released officially. So that's kind of a big deal here. The fact that they've he's like, well, listen, this is taking some time. If it ends up taking too much longer, he'll work with the backend team to do another test release for you guys. And explain the bug they've encountered, and basically allow you to decide if you're going to run that GPU driver, if that bug's going to affect you in any way, and let you decide if you want to run it or not, right? This is really, really good. See, they're listening to their customers. So miscellaneous, added priority to request to implement charge limits, limiting battery to charge to 80 to 90% to help with longevity while docked, aka conservation mode. So obviously limiting the battery charge to 80 to 90%. Obviously Asus has been allowing that on their devices, on their ROG. I keep saying Legion, ROG Ally. They've allowed you to do that since the beginning, which is fantastic. They let you do it on their laptops too. And what this does is it basically conserves the battery over time, makes your battery last longer. Now you've probably had a device at some point or another, your iPhone perhaps, where you go into the battery settings and it tells you the battery health, right? And you're like concerned because after like 5 months, your battery health is like 75%, has holds 75% of the original capacity. You're like, what the hell? Why is the battery like wearing out so fast? Well, this actually helps with that, and it's a pretty big deal. And the fact that they're going to be potentially adding this, especially when you're having this thing docked, right, when it's plugged into the charger all the time and relying on a external power source, being able to limit that battery to 80 to 90% is going to just help a lot when it comes to battery conservation. So make it last longer over the years, so you won't have to worry about a battery replacement anytime soon. I think that's fantastic. So team is continuing to work on investigating customer concerns outlined in my previous post. Won't rehash them all. So obviously, as you can see, the community is just over the moon. The fact that Lenovo has a guy that's working with the community like directly, and relaying information back and forth between the development teams, the hardware teams, and obviously the software teams and the community that are bringing up these issues, because nothing gets stuff fixed faster than engaging with the community. You could have bug testers, you could have like 10 bug testers that their entire job every day, Monday to Friday, 8 till 9, 8 till 5, is to work on bugs. And even with your 10 people or 5 people working all day, every day, looking for bugs and issues, they're never going to be able to, identify issues and play the sorts of games and run into all these bugs as much as, you'd get with the community. A whole like 5,000, 10,000 people on a subreddit would be able to find these issues, right? They're obviously pumping out, finding bugs, relaying it to the team, relaying it to Ben, and then Ben's basically making the tester's job easier, finding the bug, identifying the bug, and fixing the bug, and then obviously rolling that into the next update. That's fantastic. So Lenovo, kudos to you. You're doing a great job. They're showing that they're committed to this. I hope Ben doesn't go away. I hope Lenovo doesn't say, Ben, right, that's it. You know, the community is asking too much. You know, we've got a new Lenovo Legion Go coming out in a year and a half. Stop making this one better because we want people to buy the new one. I hope Lenovo doesn't do that. This is just showing. Like, a lot of people gave Lenovo a lot of crap before the Legion Go came out about how their customer service would be. Like, people warned me in the comments. They're like, dude, don't get a Legion Go. I've owned Lenovo products across the board. Their support is trash. It's really bad. You're going to have issues down the line, and they're not going to be able to help you. All right. It's even worse than Asus's customer support. And I was concerned. I was really concerned. But then I see the Legion Go come out, and I see Ben come on the subreddit here and basically talk to the community day in and day out, relaying issues and software issues back and forth and updating the community, like just being transparent and honest about the issues, what they're working on, what they're, you know, what, just communicating back and forth. Just speaks volumes about how important they think the Lenovo Legion Go is. They obviously, I mean, I've never seen them do this with any other laptop line. Usually it's typically the canned support responses when people bring up issues with their laptops or whatever, but seeing like a guy dedicated and obviously in the know and who uses the product and just, you know, engaging with the community and all the issues that people are having, it's just fantastic. It's like Steam Deck level support here, and it's just, I love it. So kudos to Lenovo, kudos to Ben, kudos to the Legion Go community for keeping this thing going. It's going to be like number 2 on my list of favorite handheld devices this year. Like I said, the iNeo 2S was my number 2 or 3, maybe even, yeah, number 2 or 3, potentially the first. It was fighting for first this year before I started having issues with the triggers falling off, which is really weird. iNeo's got a lot of potential though. Don't count them out. So yeah, iNeo, GPD is doing well. The GPD Win Mini, they've made a lot of improvements to that. But right now, Steam Deck OLED, Legion Go, 1 and 2 top handhelds to get this year, easily. I mean, like I said, the software was really crap in the Legion Go, but I know it has a lot of potential. And obviously, as you can see on the Reddit here, they're not messing around. They're really working on making this thing the best it can be. Anyways, guys, I'm Blaze2K. I really appreciate it. Go check the links down below in the video description for the best, and I mean the best, Legion Go dock that you can buy, and also some accessories and stuff that I recommend you get for the Legion Go. But yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Go check out Pixelbyes, and hey, come follow me on X.com. I'm posting on X every day, and come say hi on X. Let's be friends on X, all right? So yeah, I'll see you in the next video. I'm Blaze2K. God bless you. I love you. Enjoy your week. It's Christmas soon. Let's go. And yeah, I'm live streaming every day. I'm going to try and live stream every day at 2 p.m. So if you want to feel like popping in and joining me for a little bit of live stream action, then come join me. It'll be fun. Come say hi. Come chat. Tell me about your day. I like mundane things. You know, just tell me how your day is going, what you're having for lunch. You know, what you're planning on doing this weekend, what you're planning on doing for Christmas. Little things like that. You know, I want to be your friend. So yeah, come join me. Come say hi. Let's talk. And come join me on X. I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Love you. Bye. I'm Blaze2K if you didn't know.